All right, today we're making the Guinness chocolate cake, and we're looking at the recipe ingredients here for the cake part. This is not the ingredients for the icing, but we have butter for the pan. We have a 1 cup of Guinness Stout, which is actually still in the refrigerator, but we're going to use a cup of Guinness Stout. 10 tablespoons, that would be 1 stick plus 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. We're going to do 2 cups of superfine sugar, 3/4 cup of sour cream, 2 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And that will be what goes into our recipe for the Guinness chocolate cake. Alright, as you can see, we have all the ingredients out now and we're ready to get started. First thing is we need to preheat, and calls for 350, but my oven needs to be replaced and it's about 50 degrees off. Alexa, stop playing. It's about 50 degrees off, and hopefully that won't kick in anything that says I broke a copyright. Anyhow, so I've got it set for 400. I also have a thermometer in the oven so I can check and see that we get to the right temperatures. But we're preheating the oven to 350 by setting my oven to 400. We're gonna butter up a pan. And now they recommend a springform pan. I do not own a springform pan, and so I am buttering up a regular pan. Hands are clean, they were washed. And we're going to get that nice and buttered, but we're also going to lay parchment paper in here. Butter's going to help the parchment paper stick to the pan. Now, I don't do anything fancy with this. I'll wash my hands real quick. Alright, so I don't do anything fancy with this. I just simply lay parchment paper in there. Okay, that covers 3/4 and a little bit more. And I know that there are ways to do this that are much better than what I'm doing. This suits my purposes. Get both the wrinkles out. And you can see it's ready to go. Alright. Next thing for this is to get a large saucepan out. Move this out of the way. I'm going to put this on a medium low heat. Another 2, and I'm going to put in my butter and the Guinness. 1 stick plus 2 tablespoons. let that melt. And we're going to add a cup of the Guinness. One cup of the Guinness. Now I don't like to waste the Guinness. So once the butter has melted, we'll add the cocoa and superfine sugar and whisk that together so that it melts. It dissolves in. Alright, so I'll see you when this is all melted up. Okay, the butter is melted into the Guinness. I'm going to take this off the heat. Alright. Take that off the heat, and we're going to add the superfine sugar, which is 2 cups. This is homemade superfine sugar. Half a cup of that. Took regular sugar and I ground it to superfine. 1. And 2. Gonna whisk that in there a little bit. Let's start blending. And then I'm going to add the cocoa, which is 3/4 of a of a cup. There's 1. 2. And 3. Whisk this together. Nice and dissolved. So we've got the Guinness, the butter, the sugar, and the cocoa in this saucepan. Boy, it's smelling good. All right, now in this small bowl, we're going to add the sour cream, the eggs, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So 2 cups, I'm saying 3/4 cups of sour cream. cups of the sour cream. One, two, and three. All right, now you remember saying that that was going into the bowl, right? So I could smooth it out. Well, it's all eventually going to end up in there anyway. But you're about to see that anybody can bake, even when they're making mistakes like I do. Alright, so that was supposed to go in a bowl with the eggs. We'll definitely get the eggs in the bowl. Tablespoon of vanilla extract. This is the vanilla extract I was telling you about before. It was bottled in August of 24. It was ready in October of 24. And this is December of 25. So this is some really good extract. I serve it out of this smaller bottle and just refill it with that. I made 2 of those. I'm down to 1.5 ounce bottle left. Got a little bit in here. But right now we're going to do 1 tablespoon. Put it in the right place. Tablespoon of vanilla extract. Eggs. And we'll whisk this up. Sour cream is supposed to be in here, but it's not. Trust me, it'll get in here. It all gets in here eventually. Said it all gets in here eventually. So now we've got the melted butter, the cocoa, superfine sugar, the Guinness, and the sour cream, which was not supposed to be in here. Mixed in with the eggs, the vanilla, all that goodness in there. Right. All the goodness is in there. Now we'll get that sour cream mixed up along with everything else. Nice and smooth. See how this is coming along. Every time I make a recipe for the first time, I make some kind of mistake. But so far, everything turns out in the end. All right, that is nice and smooth. Scrape a little bit of the goodness off of this. Get that in. All right. Next step is to add the flour and the baking soda. Flour and the baking soda. Flour, we're looking at 2 2 cups of flour. All right, so third cup. One. 2. 3, and that makes 1 cup. 1. 2. And 3. Okay, there's 2 cups of flour. So 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. So this is 1 teaspoon. One. 2. And a half. Two and a half of the baking soda. And again, we mix this in nicely. Gotta fold the dry ingredients into the wet. Once I get it to where it's not gonna fly all over the place when I whisk it, I'll move to the whisk and get it nice and smooth. Now we're gonna take this and whisk it up. So it's nice and smooth. So right now it has quite a bit of lumps in it. We're gonna get that all smoothed out. Alrighty, this is just about smooth at this point. You can see the lumps are all worked out. I guess you can see that. I really don't know if you can see that. I can see that the lumps are all worked out. And it's all nice and smooth. The oven is at 350. Double check the thermometer. 345 and a half maybe. Anyway, get our pan. And we're going to pour this into the pan. It's nice and smooth. See, it didn't matter that I put the sour cream in the pan instead of the bowl. It still came out nice. So you can be as bad at baking as I am, and you can still make a Guinness chocolate cake. Wow, that's good. Wow, that is good. Okay. I'm gonna let this settle out just a little bit. Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, starting now.
Okay, we're right at 350. I'm going to start with 45 minutes. This can go anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour before it's ready. We'll check it in 45 minutes. Do the toothpick test to make sure we're not have any batter clinging to the toothpick. If we do, we'll go another probably 10 minutes. And then if we have to go another 5 minutes after that, we will. But anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. All right, so we'll be back when we're ready to put this on the wire rack to cool. All right, we'll see you then. We're coming up on the 45 minutes. So I'm going to test it, see where we are. Gracious. Looks like this cake might have had too much Guinness in it. It's all sliding over. Get it down deep. I got a little bit still sticking to it. I'm going to let it go. Let's add 5 minutes to my timer.
5 minutes added. You now have about 7 minutes and 36 seconds left.
Give it about 7 minutes.
7 minutes added. You now have about 14 minutes and 26 seconds left.
Alexa, subtract 7 minutes from my timer.
7 minutes removed. You now have about 7 minutes.
Alexa, subtract 2 minutes from my timer.
2 minutes removed. You now have about 5 minutes and 11 seconds left.
All right, now that we've got that all settled, you ready? Stop listening. Now that we have that all settled, give it another 5 minutes and see where we are, because there wasn't a lot sticking, but it felt like it might have been just a little moist. Just a little tiny bit sticking. And so we'll check it out in another 5 minutes, and I'll see you then. Okay, as you can tell, the timer is done. So let's see where we stand now with our drunken, lopsided Guinness cake. That's perfect. Nothing. Nice and dry. So that 45 minutes is the real deal. Turn this off. A little heat out to the house. It's chilly. Okay. Next step is to place the pan on a wire rack. Not the cake. Not just the cake, but the pan. And we're supposed to let that thing cool down completely before we remove it from the pan. So that's going to take quite a while to get it to room temperature all the way. In the meantime, I'm going to make the frosting, which is supposed to look like the froth on top of a Guinness. So we'll see how that turns out. And when that's done, and this is cool, we'll put the frosting on there and make it look like a mug of, let some come down the side, we'll make it look like a mug of beer, a Guinness. It's the right color for sure. Okay, we'll see you in just a little bit. Alrighty, the cake is done and cooled. It is ready for the frosting. And so, that's what we're making now. So, simple frosting made with, simple frosting made with heavy cream with cream cheese, 8 ounces of cream cheese, a half a cup of heavy cream or liquid cream, and 1 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar, or 10 times. So we'll start with the confectioner's sugar. Put it in our bowl because we want to get all the lumps out. These are 1/3 cups. 1 cup. order. Alright, this has actually got some cream cheese on it, so I'm gonna just want to get all the lumps out. So, now you can do this with a beater, either a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I do it with a fork. Got the 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. Put that in there. And we'll start mixing this up. So it becomes nice and smooth. You don't have to spend all day watching me do this, so I'll be back when this is all smooth. All right, we're just about finished here. About, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. And it's smoothing up nicely. Remember to start with room temperature cream cheese. Mine might have been a little colder than room temperature, which caused it to take a little bit longer. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to add our 1/2 cup of heavy cream, or whipping cream. Cup. And then we're going to mix it until smooth. It should not take near as much time. Now remember, the idea of this frosting is to make it look like the head of a Guinness Stout beer. It's about the right color. Could be just a little darker, but it's good. All right. Get my platter. Okay, we're going to go ahead and frost it. All right, trying to make it look like a frothy head of Guinness Stout. And that should do it. So our Guinness Stout chocolate cake is ready to cut and serve. I hope you enjoyed this content. If so, hit the like button and subscribe. And I will also put up here a playlist. Now I'm not sure whether this doesn't really fit under my Mexican cooking, and it certainly doesn't fit under my vegan cooking with the cream cheese and the heavy cream and all of that. So since it's a Guinness Stout beer, I'm going to put it under my my beer section for brewing. So anyway, enjoy.